Welcome! I'm thrilled to introduce you to my Introduction to Ableton Live 12 course. This is the only Ableton course designed to help you produce your own music without any specialized equipment or prior musical knowledge. My name is Roy Akolo, I'm a professional music producer, and I've helped over 1,000 of artists and producers to start producing their own music and take their music to the next level. First and foremost, thank you for joining me on this journey. So what we will do in this course, I will teach you the basics of Ableton Live 12, one of the most powerful music production software available today. Together we learn how to write piano parts, create melodies, explore virtual instruments, and record yourself. Basically, you learn everything you need to get started with producing your own music. What makes this course unique is that you don't need any expensive equipment, no costly microphones, no audio interfaces, and no advanced musical knowledge required. You can start creating music today, and I'll guide you step by step using only the gear you have at home. And if that's not enough, I want to give you a free bonus. To help you get started even faster, I'm also giving you my free MIDI chord pack. Over 10,000 MIDI files and 165 drag and play chord progressions. Download it through the link in the description. And if you want to take things further with live masterclasses, personal feedback, and a clear system to get you unstuck and actually finish more tracks, join my Unstoppable Producer community. It's where beginners and stuck producers become finishing machines. Link below. Now let's start creating music. Hey! In this lesson, we will learn the basics of Ableton Live 12. The best software in the world, don't let anyone tell you otherwise. First, let's download the software. To download Ableton Live 12 free trial, follow these steps. Go to ableton.com, click on the Try Live 12 for free. Choose your operating system, Mac or Windows, then click Download. Open the downloaded file and follow the instructions. After installation, open Ableton Live 12. Press Start your free trial. It will take you to Ableton website where you will have to open an account. Enter your email, password and other information, and then open Ableton again. And woohoo, you did it! Ableton Live 30 days trial has begun. Keep in mind that you have a free trial for the software for 30 days. After that you will have to buy the software. I'll talk about the buying options in the last day of this course. You don't have to buy it yet. The program opens with the demo project. Before we start working, we need to check that the sound works. First, we'll go to the settings. Click on Live, then Settings. If you're on Windows, click on Options, then Preferences. Click on the Audio tab. If it says no audio, choose Core Audio if you're on Mac or ASIO if you're on Windows. Under the audio input device, you can leave it with no device, or if you have an audio interface, you can choose it here. And under audio output device, choose your external headphones, the headphones that are connected to the computer, or your computer speakers. Then close the settings. Important note, I use a Mac and will refer to the command key. If you're using Windows, use the control key instead. Now let's press play here at the top to listen to the demo track.
Couldn't get here faster. Chase my dreams just to wake up after. Run it back, time I wasted, time I had. One after one is a hourglass. All my patience, never lasting, no. Memories I'm diving head first. You know I can't breathe through the sound of laughter. Running back, time I wasted, time I had. One after one, it's a Running back, time I wasted, time I had, more left than what is a hourglass. All my patience, never lasting, no.
Nice. It's a really cool track that shows the power of this software. You can do amazing thing with this software, really. Okay, now let's open a new project. Click on the file, then new live set. If it asks you to save changes, you don't need to save, you just click don't save. When you open the software, it looks like this. This window is called session view. We won't use it in this course, so press the tab button on your keyboard or click this button at the top to switch to the arrangement view. This is where we'll work on our song. Session view is more for live performances. Now let's get to know the software. At the top there's a play button, a small triangle. Next to it a stop button, a square. Then a record button, a triangle. On the top left you can set the tempo of the song. Tempo is measured in beats per minute, or BPM. It determines the speed of the song. For example, at 60 BPM, the click plays 60 times per minute, which means once per second. At 120 BPM, it plays 120 times per minute, which means 2 times per second. Let's listen to the metronome, which marks our tempo. Here you can turn the metronome on and off. I can change it to 60 BPM, for example. You see, it goes much slower now. I can change it with my mouse. Just holding it and dragging it. Or I can just write down a number, let's say 80. I can press play with the space bar as well, or here. Okay, here we can choose our time signature. Now it's in 4 quarters. We can change it to 3 quarters. I just write it down in my keyboard. Or 6/8, for example. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's okay. Just keep it in 4 quarters. This is what we'll work on in this course anyway. A great feature in Ableton is the info view. If you hover your mouse over something and you don't know what it is, the lower left box provides an explanation. If I hover over it, it says info view. But if I put it, let's say, over the play button, it says at the bottom, play button. Click to start playback. If I put it over a track title bar. Everything I put my mouse over it, it says what it is. This is very useful for learning the software. Now let's go over the windows of the software. On the top left is the browser, where we choose musical instruments and effects. I'll explain this in more detail later. On the right side, you select the tracks you want to work with, which are the instruments you use in your song, like piano or drums. The middle window is where the notes and music are displayed. Below is the effects window and the editor window. In the middle window, you see the musical bars, bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, bar 4, and so on. Zooming in and out changes the division of the bars. To navigate in the software, use the mousepad to move right, left, up and down, hold Command or Control on Windows, and move up and down to zoom in and out. If you're using a mouse with a wheel, scrolling up and down moves the project view up and down. Holding Command while scrolling, zoom in and out. Holding Shift while scrolling, move the view right and left. Okay, now let's talk about the difference between MIDI and audio. Audio is a recording of a musical instrument, or singing. It's a sound that exists in the real world, which we hear and then record. For example, our voice, a guitar, a piano. MIDI, on the other hand, is a set of commands generated by the computer to play notes in a specific order and speed. You can then assign these notes to a virtual instrument, like a virtual piano. With MIDI, you can create music using just the computer, without any physical instrument. That's it on the basics of Ableton Live 12. In the next lesson, I'll show you how to use MIDI to create music without needing to play an instrument at all. See you there! Hey, what's up? In this lesson, I'm gonna show you how being a producer is actually much easier than you thought. You don't need to practice an instrument for hours. You can just write the music. Let's start by writing a piano part. First, go to the top left of the browser window where the musical instruments are, and in the search bar, write down grand piano. Now we'll go to sounds and the grand piano is here. Let's press it. A piano sound. Now I can drag it here where it says drop files and devices. And the new MIDI track with the sound has created. I can also drag it already on an existing MIDI track, or I can drag it here to the bottom. To make it easier to access in the future, drag the piano into your favorites. We will use the favorites tab a lot. This is where we will save our most used instruments and effects. Now I'll delete all the rest of the tracks by clicking them and then pressing delete on my keyboard. And I'll rename the grand piano track. I'll press Command R and I'll write down piano. I use a lot of keyboard shortcuts and I've added a list of them to the course. You can access it in a link under this video or any of the videos. Shortcuts makes work much easier and faster, which is crucial when inspiration hits you. You don't want to get stuck with technical details. You want to learn how to work fast. Okay, let's start with writing chords. A chord is several notes played simultaneously. We won't dive deep into music theory in this course. Instead, I'll show you how to write chords and piano parts without knowing any theory at all. We will learn 3 ways to write a piano part. The first option, dragging pre-made chords. In the attached folder, which is also in the link below this video, you'll find MIDI files containing pre-made chords. The basic chords folder has all the basic chords. There's also a folder of chords by scale, with slightly more complex chords. I open the folder and grab a chord and drag it into the software. The software will ask a question, click, don't show again, and then no. After dragging the chord, press play here, or using the spacebar. Let's listen. That's it, we have a piano. This is how you create music with the computer without any musical instrument. To work easily with the chords folder without switching windows all the time, we will use the places on the bottom left window, here, where it says places. I will press add folder and then I'll go where I downloaded the MIDI folder and select it and press open. Now I have the MIDI chords folder here where I can access it easily. Now it appears to be empty, but it's only because I've written something in the search. I just press the X button and then I see all the chords here. See basic chords, chords by scale. Then I can just drag it from here. Now we'll open the basic chords folder. I'll delete this chord by pressing the small hand, then delete. Let's build a chord progression. Maybe you heard of the 4-chord song. Thousands of songs use this progression. If you don't know it, look it up on YouTube. You'll be surprised. Drag the chord C, after that G, after that AM, and after that F. And let's listen. If I want it to play from the top, I press the first chord where the small hand is, and then I press play. Nice. Now if I want to loop it, I'll press the first chord, then I'll press Shift, and I'll press the last chord, then Command L for loop. Now check it out. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. Big city life, trying to get by. Big city life, sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner. No woman, no cry. Yeah, and 10,000 other songs. Notice how simple it is. I just dragged 4 chords without knowing how to play the piano at all. On the top left, we can set the tempo. Let's listen to some speeds. I just press it with the mouse and drag it up and down. I can also write down, let's say, for example, 80, which is like super slow. Nice. Let's just choose 120 for now. At the moment, each chord is playing at the length of a bar. If I want the chord to be shorter, I press on it, and on the top right, a small bracket appears. Then I press the small bracket and I can drag it to make it shorter. Now it's 1/4 of a bar, half a bar, and 1 bar. I can also make it longer. Cool. Let's delete it. I just press the first one, Shift and the last one, and then delete. Now let's look at the second folder called Chords by Scale. It has chord progression, can help you even if you don't know music theory. Choose a scale, for example C major, then select Triad, which is the most basic chords, and then major. I'll drag some chords without knowing what they are, and then we will have a listen how it sounds. I just chose randomly. Let's listen. Change it to 120. Nice. They sound good together because they're on the same scale. Basically, every chord that I choose from here and put together, they will sound good. I can also play with the minor scale, which be A minor. Cool, let's delete it. Another option I can choose is the progression. Under the scale, I choose the progression folder. Let's go with minor, for example. And I can just grab a progression. A progression is a few chords that are put together. Let's hear how it sounds. Nice. Let's try another one. Maybe this one, for example. Cool. Nice. Now let's write the chords for the song Someone Like You by Adele. I'll set the tempo to 120. Each chord in this song will appear twice in 2 bars. Now you're probably asking yourself, what is a bar? A musical bar, also called a measure, is like a small box of time in music. It helps organize the rhythm by breaking it into smaller, manageable chunks. Each bar has a certain number of beats, depending on the song's rhythm. For instance, in a song with a steady beat, like a march, each bar might have 4 beats, like a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each time I count until 4, it's a bar. Okay, now let's go back to the song, Someone Like You. I'll go to the basic chord and I'll just drag the chords of the song. I know them by heart, but if you don't know the chords of a song, you can just look it online. Write the name of the song on Google and then the word chords and it appears. So I drag A, then I'll press it with the small hand and I'll duplicate it using Command D because I want it to be twice. Then C sharp minor, and then I'll duplicate it again. Then F sharp minor, and I'll duplicate it. Then D, and I'll duplicate it. Now I'll press the first one and the last one, and Shift and Command L to create a loop. Let's listen. I heard that you settled down and you found a girl and you're married now. Sorry for my bad singing. I'm a producer, not a singer, yeah? Next, we'll arrange the notes inside the chords. Each square where the chords are located is called a clip. Double-click it where the small hands appear, and it will open the MIDI editor. In this window, you can see and edit all the notes of each chord. To see all the chords together, select them by clicking the first chord, pressing Shift, and then pressing the last chord. And then I'll press Command J to consolidate them. And it made it into one clip. We want the notes to be as close to each other as possible, avoiding big jumps. This creates a more natural piano feel. I'll take the high note in the second chord, I'll mark it using the cursor, then I'll press Shift and down arrow to lower it an octave. I'll do the same for the rest of the high notes. Now let's listen to the result. Now the chords are more pleasant to the ear. This technique is called chord inversion. After arranging the chords, you can also adjust how the piano sounds. The MIDI editor window can switch to the effect window by pressing Shift Tab or pressing the buttons here to switch between the modes. Now I can make the sound brighter or darker. I can play with the tone. Can add some reverb. We'll explore this more later in depth. Now let's make the song sound more like Someone Like You. It has an arpeggiator, which means that the chords aren't played like we wrote them all at once. Each note plays separately. Da 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 da. Now we'll search for ARP and then library all, and I have the arpeggiator here. I'll drag it to my piano and I'll also add it to my favorites. Now let's listen. It already sounds more like Someone Like You. To make it sound more natural, I'll use the gate button. I'll raise it until like 100%. It controls the length of each note. I can also choose the style. For example, up or down. Let's go with up, down. Now it really sounds like the song. I can also choose the speed of the playing with the rate button. We'll go with 1/8. If I want to turn off the arpeggiator, I just press this yellow button here and turn it on again. Nice! That was one way we can write the piano part. In the next lesson, I'll show you 2 more ways. Don't forget to practice what we learned, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Welcome back! In the previous lesson, I showed you one way of writing chords. The second way is to write the chords ourselves. I'm going to select 4 bars, but I make sure that I have the right zoom in to see the numbers. And I select it just like this. Then I'll press Command-Shift-M to create a new MIDI clip. Or I can right-click and press Insert Empty MIDI Clip. This creates an empty MIDI clip with no notes in it. Now I'll right-click in the editor and set the grid to display subdivisions of 1 bar. Where it says Fixed Grid, I'll press 1 bar. I'll explain about subdivisions later. Now I'll use the Scale mode by clicking the scale in the lower left, this small button. I'll choose my scale. For example, we'll choose C major. You can choose any scale you like. Now all the notes that are in C major are highlighted in purple. If I'll press the scale button here, I will see only the notes of C major and not any other notes. One of the coolest features of Ableton Live 12 is the MIDI generator option, which allows us to use randomization in our computer to generate musical ideas we might never have thought of before. After creating a new MIDI clip, we'll open the MIDI editor. At the top left of the MIDI editor, we'll press the last button on the right, this small button that has a circle and another circle in it. And then I'll choose Stacks. We'll click on the plus button 3 times, and Ableton will create a sequence of 4 chords for us. Now let's edit them. I'll choose the first chord by clicking on the first drawing. Then I'll select the root note, which is basically the name of the chord. We will stay with C chord in the beginning. Now I'll click the small arrows on the drawing. Let's just play with them a bit. Let's listen. Wow. What a beautiful chord. I can play a bit more. Nice. Dreamy. Tasty. I can also play with the inversion of the chord, which means changing the order of the notes within the chord. After I'm done with the first chord, I'll click on the next drawing and edit that chord as well. Let's choose a different root, for example E, and let's play with the small arrows. Wow, beautiful. So nice. Okay, now the next chord. Let's choose, for example, F. No, let's choose G. Okay, the last chord we will choose C again. Let's play with its shape again to get a different shape. Let's listen. Nice. If one of the notes is too high, I just select it and press Shift down to lower it an octave. I can go even 2 octaves lower. Let's listen. Nice. So cool. I would never have come up with something so unique and special on my own. The issue with MIDI is that it can sometimes sound robotic. Nobody plays so perfectly in time, with each note exactly at the same volume. To make it sound more realistic, we can select all the notes with Command A, and then I'll click this button in the MIDI editor, and I'll click the Humanize button. This will slightly change the timing of each note to make it sound more natural. I can choose the amount I want. 10% is usually okay. If I zoom in, I can see now that the notes are not exactly at the same timing, but it's okay. It sounds natural. Let's have a listen. If it's too much for us, we can press Command Z to undo it, and then we can lower it to maybe 5%. Let's listen. Nice. Cool. Another way to make it more natural is to play with its velocity, the volume of each note. Once again, I'll select all the notes, and at the bottom next to the velocity, there's a randomize button. I'll need to lower the number somewhere between 10 to 20. And then I can see the small lines here at the bottom, they change, which means that the volume of each note changes. Let's listen. Nice. Now it really sounds natural. Usually I'll go between 10 to 20, not to make it too drastic. If I want to save the project, I simply press Command S and then I choose a location and press save. And that's it. I can also press File, Save Live Set As. Don't forget to save it once in a while. Okay, we will delete it. Now we will go to the third way to write a piano part. The third way is to use a MIDI keyboard, like this. If you have one, feel free to use it. And if you don't have one, don't go and buy one yet. It's not mandatory. A MIDI keyboard is a keyboard that connects to the computer and allows you to play notes, which the computer reads as MIDI data. Without a computer, it won't produce sounds. To record with the keyboard, ensure it's connected with a USB cable. If you hear a delay between pressing the keys and hearing the sound, this thing is called latency. We will solve it by adjusting the settings. Click on Lives, then Settings. If you're on Windows, Option, and then Preferences. Now where it says buffer size, you need to lower it to 128 samples or 256. If you're on Windows, click on Hardware Setup here, under Input Config, and then change the buffer size. Now we're ready to record. Set the tempo you want, and turn on the metronome. Make sure your track is armed by clicking the red small button on the right. Then press the record button. The software will count down 4 beats to prepare you for recording and then starts recording. Let's listen to what we recorded and turn off the metronome first. Nice. You can choose how many bars to count in before recording by clicking the small triangle next to the metronome. Count in 1 bar, 2 bars, 4 bars, or none. I like 1 bar, but you can change it to 2 bars or 4 bars or whatever you like. If the recording isn't perfectly in time, you can edit the notes afterwards. This is the beauty of MIDI recording. Unlike audio recording, MIDI editing is much simpler. If the chord is slightly offbeat, you can quantize the note to align them with the rhythm. Right-click and then select Fixed Grid 1/4. Then I'll press Command A to select all of them, and then Command U to quantize them. And as you can see, now they sit perfectly in time. I can also grab a note and just move it right or left. And that's it. That's all the ways to write a piano part with Ableton. We have 3 options. Number 1 is dragging pre-made chords. Number 2 is writing chords using the MIDI generator called stacks. Number 3 is recording them with a MIDI keyboard. Don't forget to practice what we learned, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Yo! In this lesson, we will go through some of the virtual instrument Ableton has to offer. First, we'll open a new MIDI track. Use the shortcut Command-Shift-T to do this. Now we have 2 tracks. I can just delete one. Next, go to the menu on the left and select Sounds. Here you'll find all kinds of virtual instruments that come with the software. I can just look for an instrument, let's say electric piano, and let's listen to the results. Nice. I really like this one. I can drag it, or I can double click on it. And let's add a chord progression from our MIDI chord pack. Let's use, for example, D minor, progression, minor, and let's just select one randomly. I'll press on it with the small hand and Command L to make a loop. And let's listen to the result. Nice. If the notes are too high or too low, I can open the MIDI editor by double-clicking on the clip, press Command A to select all the notes, and then I can raise them an octave by pressing Shift and up arrow. Let's listen. Or I can lower them an octave with Shift and down arrow. Let's listen to this one. This is a bit darker. It depends on what you're looking for. Cool, let's go back to sounds. Ableton makes it easy to find other cool instruments. Here on the Filter tab, we can choose the type of instrument you want. For example, let's choose strings. And then I can see here all kinds of string instruments. Let's listen. This one is nice. Has an electric vibe. Let's listen to it. Let's raise it an octave. Nice. Let's use this one, for example. Cool, old school. If I found one I like, I can just drag it to my favorites, like we did before. In the search bar, I can also specify the character of the sound I want. Let's choose woodwind, for example, then flute, and let's choose soft. And then let's listen to the result. Nice. If I want to adjust the volume, I can do it here where it says the number 0. I just hold it and drag it down or up. I can also start with the character. Let's say, for example, I want something bright. And if I want to choose another character, I click Command and then I press on another character. Let's say, for example, analog. This one is cool. Nice. 80s vibe, The Weeknd. Nice. Feel free to experiment with different instruments and sounds and find ones that you like and add them to your favorites. Don't forget to practice what we learned, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Hey, what's up? In this lesson, we will learn how to create a piano part to our song. This piano part will outline the structure of the song and serve as the foundation for all other recordings. I'll demonstrate how to do this using the song Someone Like You. We'll build the chords by dragging pre-made chords, which is the fastest and most convenient method for me. But first, let's talk about song structures. Song structure is all about how different parts of a song are put together. It helps makes the song interesting and easy to follow. Most songs today follow a common structure. Here are the basic parts and how they usually fit together. Intro, the beginning of the song. It sets the mood and grabs your attention. It's usually short, just a few seconds or bars. Verse, this is where the story or main message of the song is told. The verses usually have different lyrics each time they come around. Chorus, the most memorable part of the song. It's catchy and repeated several times. This is the part you often sing along to. Pre-chorus, a short section that comes before the chorus. It builds up anticipation and makes the chorus feel even more powerful. Bridge, also called C-part, a different section that provides contrast. It gives a break from the repetition of verses and choruses and usually appears once. Outro, the ending of the song. It wraps everything up and brings the song to a close. Now let me show you some examples for common song structures. The most common song structure is verse, pre-chorus, chorus form. For example, the song Shape of You by Ed Sheeran. It starts with the intro, which is the piano part playing the same thing as it plays during the entire songs. Only here it's all by itself. Then we have the verse. The club isn't the best spot to find love, so the club is where I go. Then we have the pre-chorus. It's the part before the chorus that creates anticipation. And now I'm singing like, girl, girl, I want your love. Na 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 na, don't everybody like me. And then we have the chorus, where everybody sings along. I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with your body. After that we have the verse again. Pre-chorus, chorus. And after the second chorus, we have the bridge, or C-part, introducing a new section and refreshing our ear. Come on, be my baby, come on. And then the final and biggest chorus. I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with your body. Another common structure is the AABA form. For example, the song Yesterday by the Beatles. It starts with a guitar intro, then a verse which we will call A part. Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. Then we have another verse. Another A. Suddenly, I'm not half the man I used to be. Then we go to a new part, B part. It's not really a chorus. It doesn't really feel like one. Why she had to go, I don't know. And after the B part, we go back to another verse, A part. Yesterday, love was such an easy game to play. Another famous song form is through compose. It's a form of music that utilizes a continuous progression of music without repetition. New melodies are composed for new lyrics throughout the song. It basically means that there is no repetition at all in the song. Every part of the song is completely new. For example, the song Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. It has the intro. It is the real life. Is this just fantasy? Then there's the ballad section. Mama, just killed a man. Then there's a guitar solo and the opera section. I see a little silhouette of a man. And then there's the rock section. So you think you can stop? And the outro. Nothing really matters. Anyone can see. As you saw, every part of this song is completely new and doesn't resemble the previous ones. Now a few tips for structuring your song. You can use one of them, you can use all of them, or you can use none of them. Whatever you like. Start with a catchy hook. A great intro or chorus can draw listeners in right away. Build up to the chorus. Use the verses and pre-chorus to create excitement for the chorus. Mix things up. Make sure the verses, choruses and bridge sounds different enough to keep things interesting. Keep it dynamic. Change the energy level throughout the song to maintain interest. Make sure the way your song is put together supports the story or feeling you want to express. By knowing these basic parts and structures, you can create songs that people will love to listen to and remember. Don't be afraid to play around with different forms to find what works best for your music. You can start with a chorus, end with a verse, have no bridge at all. Feel free to explore. Now I'll show you how the song Someone Like You is put together. As you can see, I've built all the chords for this song and added locators to mark the different parts of the song. To add the locator, right-click in the row above and press Add Locator. Name the locator according to the part of the song, let's say for example verse, and then press Enter. If I want to delete a locator, I right-click on it and press Delete. It's important to ensure that the locator is exactly at the beginning of the bar. Sometimes it might be slightly off to the right or left. Zoom in with the trackpad or using Command and up and down on the trackpad. Make sure it's in the beginning of the bar, not a bit to the right or a bit to the left. You see where it says here 13? Needs to be right in the beginning. Locators makes it easy to navigate between parts of the song. For example, I see that the verse starts here. I can also press on the small triangle here and then it will start playing from the locator. If I want to jump to the pre-chorus or the chorus. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. Don't forget to save the project now and then, Command S like we said, or File. Save live set as, and then choose where you want to save. I recommend doing a folder for all your projects. You can call it My Music or whatever you want. Now I want you to build a piano part for your song, using the chords and structure of your song, such as the verse, chorus, and so on. Feel free to explore the structure of your song and play around with it. If you don't have a song or don't know the chords of your song, you can use the chord progression from the MIDI chords I sent you, as we learned in the previous lessons. Don't forget to practice what we learned, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Hey, what's up? In this course, we will work on a song called Wild Dogs by an amazing singer named Sunny Van Ray. We will produce this song together during the course, and I will show you how I built all the parts for it. I started with a piano part like I showed you in the previous lesson. I just dragged pre-made chords and I added the locators. Let's listen to the intro for a second. Sounds like this. Then we have the verse. Cool. Then we have the pre-chorus. I can choose where I want the software to start playing by moving the mouse and clicking here where it shows the white line, not here where the small hand is, below it. This is the pre-chorus. I can also start playing from the locator. I just press on it twice. This is the chorus. Nice. After that we have a short bridge, then another verse, another pre-chorus, a small chorus and a big chorus to finish with. I dragged all the chords in their order, then selected all the clips and pressed Command J to turn them into one clip. Now I will show you how to add a melody to a song. First, we will choose the scale of the entire song here at the top. I click this button, then I choose the scale. In our case it's A minor. The scale of our song is usually the same as our first chord of the song. I will open another piano track. I press Command Shift T to open a new MIDI track. Then I'll go to my favorites and I'll drag the grand piano. Another way is to click on the track we have already and press Command D to duplicate it. Then I'll just select the clip and delete it. And now I have a new track with the same settings as the last one. I'll rename it with Command R. I'll call it Melody and enter. Let's mark 2 bars, the intro for example, by selecting them and pressing Command Shift M. Or right click, insert empty MIDI track. I'll make sure that the scale button here is on and the scale button in the middle is on as well. Before we start writing our melody, let's talk about rhythm for a moment. When we talk about rhythm, we're talking about the length of each note and when it comes in. Music is measured in bars, and each bar contains 4 quarters, like when a drummer counts in 1, 2, 3, 4 before the song starts, they're actually counting 1 bar. Of course, also doing a lot of pausing along the way. A whole note plays the entire length of a bar, and it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Da, da. A half note will be played twice in a bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. Da, 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 da. Each note at the length of 2 clicks. A quarter note will play 4 times in a bar. On each click. Ta, 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 ta. An eighth note will play 8 times in a bar. On each click, 2 notes. Ta 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 ta. A 16th note will play 16 times in a bar. For each click, 4 notes. Ta 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 ta. Why are we actually talking about all this? In Ableton, we work with subdivisions. Notice that on the top right of the MIDI editor, I have listed the subdivision according to the rhythm I'm working with. Now it's 1/16. I can click on the small arrow and I can choose 1/8 or a quarter or half or 1 bar. I can also do it by pressing Command 1 and Command 2 on my keyboard. If it shows 1 quarter, the subdivision will be quarters, which means that each small line in the editor will mark the length of a quarter. Let's write a melody in quarters. Sometimes when I open Ableton, it will show me the small pencil. Then I simply click on the notes I want, and I need to make sure that the small headphones button is also turned on. Okay, let's just write something. And I'll select it, the clip, and I'll press Command L to make a loop. And let's listen. Nice. Pay attention to the division. Each note is a quarter bar long, meaning there are 4 notes in a bar. Here the bar 1 starts, 1, 2, 3, 4, and here bar 2 starts. And again I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 notes in a bar. Now I have this small pencil and I don't want it, I want to turn it off. I can press B, or I press the right key, draw mode. Now I'll select all the notes and I'll delete them. Now let's change the subdivision to 1/8 by pressing the small button here and selecting 1/8, or with the keyboard Command 1 and Command 2. And let's just write something. If I want to write with the mouse, I need to double click a note to write. I'll just write something randomly. Now I have 8 notes in a bar. You can see it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 until number 2. Number 1, number 2. This is a bar and I have 8 notes in a bar. What's fun about working in scale mode is that every note I press will sound good and I won't have any mistake or wrong notes. If I want, I can have part of the melody in 8 notes and part in quarter notes or any subdivision. I change the subdivision according to what I want, for example 1/4. Then I can simply grab a note and drag it with the small brackets to make it longer. And then let's delete this one. I can delete it by double clicking on it. I like this pattern. Ta-na-na, ta-na-na-na. Then we'll do it again here. Ta-na-na. Nice. I can also just delete all these ones in the middle by selecting them and pressing delete and making this one much longer. I can also add 16 notes. I change the subdivision with Command 1. And then let's make this one shorter and add another note here. Another note here. I'll make this one shorter and I'll add another note here. Let's listen. I want another note here. 1/8 long. Nice. I can also do a break, for example. Let's make this one shorter. And let's remove this one as well. You can feel free to experiment, try all kinds of other stuff. Ableton has another cool MIDI generator we can use. I'll delete all the notes by pressing Command A and pressing delete. Then I'll press the button here where it shows a small circle and another small circle inside it. And I'll choose Seeds. This MIDI generator creates melodies randomly for us. Make sure that the scale button is on here and here as well. And we have the right scale. And I'll press the small arrow and watch the magic happens. Cool. Nice! Just so you know, all the MIDI generator options are new to this version of Ableton, so I'm really excited about them as well. Now we can adjust the melody. We can play with its range, which means deciding which note will be the lowest and which one will be the highest. This controls the highest note, and this controls the lowest note. It's a bit too much for me, so I lower the high notes. Nice. We can choose the subdivision range here. I like it to be usually on 1/16, and at the top I can go with 1/4, yeah, or 1/8. Let's see what we got. Nice. If I wanted to create something else, I just press the small button again. Nice, this one is nice. I want to hear the melody a bit louder, so I'll decrease the volume of the piano. Here where it says 0, I'll just drag it down. And I can drag it up, this one. We can also choose the velocity, which is the volume of each note. I want some notes to be quiet and others loud, so I can set the range here. Nice. After that, we can choose the voices, which stands for how many notes will play at the same time. If it says 1, only one note will play. If it says 2, it might play 2 notes at the time. Or 3. The density indicates how many notes we will have in total. If the percentage is low, we won't have a lot of notes. If it's high, we will have a lot. If I press the arrow button again, it will simply create a new melody for me. I can also edit just a few notes if I want to make them higher or lower. Now if I press it again, it will create a new melody. If I don't want it, I need to select all the notes and then press it. What I usually like to do is play the generated melody, choose the part I like, and then build around the part I like to create my own melody. Let's try it. Okay, I like the first half, so I select the second half and delete it. Then I'll just select the first half and I'll copy it by pressing Command D. And I'll change the last note. Nice. Now I'll grab the clip and I'll just delete it. And I want to show you another way to record a melody. If I want to record a melody, I can do it with a MIDI keyboard. And if I don't have one, believe it or not, I can also turn the computer keyboard into a musical instrument. I simply press the M button on my keyboard or the small button here with the drawing of the piano. And then I press the button A on my keyboard, the button S, D, F, G, H. Nice. A stands for the note C, S for D, D for E, and so on. I also have sharp and flat notes, W, E, T, Y, U. If I have a delay from the moment I play until I hear the song, this thing is called latency. To fix it, I need to go to the settings, live, then settings. If I'm on Windows, option and preferences. And then on the audio tab, where it says buffer size, I choose 128. If I'm on Windows, there will be a button here that says hardware setup, and the new window will open, and there I can choose my buffer size. Now I'll record a melody. I'll turn the metronome on. Here I can choose how many bars it will count in. None, or 1 bar, or 2 bars, or 4 bars. I like 1 bar. Then I'll press record here, and let's start recording. Nice. Now it's a loop, so it recorded the beginning again. If I don't want it, I simply hold here, where the small bracket is, and drag it. Okay, let's listen to the result. Cool. Now you can see that the melody, if I zoom in, you can see that the melody is not exactly on time. It's not on the grid. But I can fix it easily. I will quantize the notes, and the software will arrange the notes for me according to the rhythm. It is important to choose the correct subdivision so that the computer knows how to quantize the notes correctly. Here, for example, I play 8 notes, so I choose it here, 1, 8. Then I press Command A and Command U, and then, boom, it just moved the notes correctly to the grid. Let's listen. Sometimes the computer will quantize the note not exactly as we wanted, so you can listen and then correct manually by selecting a specific note and moving it right or left. Now let's talk about soloing or muting a track. If I want to hear only one instrument, for example, only the melody without the chord, I can solo it by pressing the small S here. Let's turn the metronome off. Or the piano. I can also do it with the keyboard by pressing the button S, but I need to make sure that this button is off by pressing M or pressing it here. And then I just simply press S on my keyboard. I can also mute the track if I want by pressing the small yellow button here. Now it's muted. Now I can mute this one as well, and I don't hear anything because everything is muted. And I can turn this back on. And I can adjust their volume. Don't go above 0. It might get distorted. So if the melody, for example, I want it to be louder, I simply decrease the volume of the rest of the stuff. That's it for this lesson. Now I want you to write a melody for your song. Try to write it first by yourself, then experiment with the MIDI generator, and then with the keyboard. Don't forget to practice what we learned, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Hey, what's up? In this lesson, we're going to talk about the gear paradox in music production. Many people believe that the more gear you have, the better your music will be. This is known as the gear paradox. While high-quality equipment can improve sound quality, it doesn't make the music itself any better. I've seen producers with top-of-the-line gear create shitty music, while others with just a laptop produce incredible tracks. It's important to know the difference between sound quality and musical quality. Good equipment can make your music sound better in a technical sense, but it won't write the melodies, harmonies, or rhythms for you. Some of the most successful tracks have been made with minimal gear. For instance, Billie Eilish and her brother Phineas produced Grammy-winning songs in a small bedroom studio with just a laptop and a few essential pieces of equipment. Don't get me wrong, buying music production equipment is fun and can inspire creativity. New gear can make the process of creating music easier and more entertaining. But remember, it's not the gear that makes you a better producer, it's your skills, creativity, and dedication. Many producers fall into the trap of spending hours online searching for the best gear to buy instead of actually producing music. This can lead to a vicious cycle without real improvement in music production skills. Here's a picture of my first bedroom studio, and it was one of the best studios I had until today because I was so excited about it. I was thrilled with the stuff I had, and I couldn't wait to start producing music. And this is the feeling we are looking for. Instead of focusing on what gear to buy next, spend time improving your production skills. Learn Ableton inside out, experiment with different sounds. The more time you spend creating, the better you'll become. As you grow and your needs evolve, you can gradually add more equipment to your setup. In the next few lessons, I'll cover the essential gear you actually need and suggest some setup options if you're looking to upgrade. In conclusion, while high quality gear can enhance your music sound, it doesn't determine the quality of your music or its success. Focus on honing your craft and remember that great music comes from creativity and skill, not equipment. Happy producing! Hey, what's up? In this lesson, we're going to learn how to record vocals using just our phone. The way you're going to do it is by listening to the playback of your song on your computer with headphones connected to the computer, while at the same time you will record vocals on your phone. Then transfer the recording from your phone to the computer. We will listen to the playback from Ableton. You can control the entire playback volume here at the bottom. And I turn on the metronome and I can control the metronome volume here, next to the master volume. Now we're going to record vocal using your phone. If you have an audio interface and a microphone, check out the next lesson to decide if you want to use them instead. Believe it or not, you can get great results recording vocals with your phone. As we've seen, a song recorded on a phone can still be amazing and successful. Sure, a microphone and an audio interface can help, but they're not necessary to get started. So first we'll download an app called Dolby On. So I'm using an iPhone. If you're using an Android, that's cool. I go to the App Store and I search for this app. It's called Dolby On. Okay, after you download it, it looks like this. You have this home screen. Let's go to Settings and Audio Options. Lossless audio. You need to check this option. It will record in higher quality. And just remove the other options. And yeah, this is it. Then you press the plus and you press record. Press OK and you start recording. You're just recording something. Then you press the stop once you've done recording, and you press this button here at the bottom at the left, and here you have this recording I just recorded. Start recording. You're just recording something. Okay. Then you press this and make sure that Dolby is off. It's supposed to make your recording sound better, but I don't like it. It adds like weird effects. You can try it. In my opinion, I don't really like it. Then you press share, this button at the bottom, and export lossless. And then you can airdrop it or you can mail it. Don't send it for WhatsApp because it will decrease the quality. Now I'm going to show you how to record with your phone, some cool techniques. So before we start recording, actually, we need to find the phone's microphone. Usually it's at the bottom. So you can just hold your phone just like this. There are 3 ways actually to record on your smartphone. The first way is to hold your phone in your hand and sing into it. The second way is to use a stand, some kind of a tripod, any stand that can hold your phone basically to get a consistent volume because the phone won't move. You can use a tripod or just put the phone on a shelf or something. Just make sure that the microphone is directed to your mouth. And the third way is to use a pop filter. This is a pop filter and it connects to a tripod or to a stand, like a microphone stand, but you can connect it to anything basically. And it costs around $5 to $10, okay? Sometimes when we record vocals, the letter P and T will stand out and make it sound weird. So the pop filter will remove this problem. You'll need a stand to connect the pop filter to it. So you'll need to place 4 fingers from your phone and sing close to the pop filter, just like this. Another thing, when you record to your phone, try not to hold it too close to your mouth. Maybe this distance, a few inches away from your mouth. The recording we're about to do is called a guide. This probably won't be the final take we use in the song, since we're recording it without the full vibe of the song. So we need this guide to hear the structure of the song and get a sense of how it will sound overall. Okay, don't stress if it's not your best take, just record a few versions and choose the best one. Often when I work with artists, we end up using the guide recording or some parts of it in the final track, because the artist feels more relaxed knowing it's just a guide. That relaxed feeling can sometimes produce a really amazing take. After we finish producing the song, we'll record again and decide which version sounds better. Now you'll play back the track on your computer while listening with headphones and record your vocals with the phone. After recording, transfer the file to your computer using AirDrop, Google Drive or email. Like I said, not WhatsApp. It will reduce the quality of the recording. Let's see Sunny recording her song.
I have left my village after it was burned to the ground. The tower has fallen, it all collapsed, I ran into Great Mother's arms. I ride these wild dogs, they take me far. I break these white walls, you'll never find me.
After recording, transfer the file to your computer using AirDrop, Google Drive or email, not WhatsApp. It will reduce the quality of the recording. Once the recording is on your computer, open a new audio track by pressing Command T or the right key here, Insert Audio Track. Name the track with Command R, Main Vocals, and just drag the audio file. Sometimes it won't let you drag it because of the file format. So if it won't work, just check the file format of the recording and then look on Google for audio converting software to MP3. There are ones online that you can simply drag it to the website and it converts it online for you. Now make sure that the warp button is off by double clicking the clip and make sure that this button is off. Now let's arrange the vocals to fit the beat by dragging them with the little hand tool. I'll turn off the grid by pressing Command 4 and then I can drag them freely. Let's listen to them. Let's lower the volume a bit. Turn off the metronome. Okay, so it starts with I have left and it starts on the beat where the verse is.
I have left my village after it was burned to the ground.
I'll adjust the
I
volume.
have left.
Okay, let's check that the chorus is there.
I ride these wild dogs, they take me far. I break these white walls.
Nice. Then I press Command 4 again to bring back the grid. If the vocals sound distorted with squealing and noise, try recording again and move a bit further from the phone while singing. If the vocals are too loud or weak, I can adjust the volume here, like I showed you before. And let's listen again to the result.
I ride these wild dogs, they take me far. I break these white walls, you'll never find me now.
Nice! Listen to how beautiful it sounds. I can't believe we recorded this with a phone. Now let's record some backing vocals. This should be done after the main vocals, and you'll hear the playback with the main vocals in your headphones. There are all kinds of backing vocals. A very popular backing vocal is a doubling of the main vocal. It's simply singing the same track 1 or 2 times. Usually it is done for a chorus. A cool technique that is used by Phineas and Billie Eilish is recording the same vocals, just whispering it. You can try that as well. Another backing vocal example is to sing the same melody an octave lower or an octave higher. For example, we have I ride this wild dog, and I can sing it an octave lower. I ride this wild dog. Or an octave higher. I ride this wild dog. As I said, I'm not a singer, I'm a producer, so don't judge my vocals, huh? And we will also add a second voice or harmony that complements the melody. This adds more interest to the song. This voice is similar to the melody, but a little different. Just try to sing along and find melodies that work well together. Quick note, you can add the backing vocals at the later part of the production if you want. It doesn't have to be now. And if you don't feel like it, you don't have to add backing vocals at all. They are not mandatory, basically nothing is, it's art, you can choose to add whatever you like. Okay, I've added the extra tracks Sunny recorded into my project. Like I showed you before, I opened a new audio track and I dragged it. I made sure that the warp button is off. And let's listen. We have a double.
I ride these wild dogs, they take me far.
And the triple.
I ride these wild dogs, they take me far.
It's the same thing as the main vocal. Then we have a low octave.
I ride these wild dogs, they take me far.
Then we have a harmony.
I ride these wild dogs.
We decided to only do the first line, not the second line. Again here.
I break this white wall.
Make sure all of them sit together on the beat. I can do it by zooming in and making sure that they look relatively the same, as you can see. And then let's hear it.
I ride these wild dogs, they take me far. I break these white walls, you'll never find me now. I ride these wild dogs.
I'll adjust their volume to make them sound better together.
I ride these wild dogs, they take me far. I break these white walls, you'll never find me now.
Nice. I named them double, triple, low vocal, and back vocal. Let's listen to the difference with them and without. This is without. I just choose the first one, shift, and then I can turn all of them on and off. Let's listen to without.
I ride these wild dogs, they take me far.
And with them.
I ride these wild dogs, they take me far. I break these white walls, you'll never find me now.
You saw the difference? It's amazing. It adds such a cool vibe to the production. I really highly recommend using backing vocals. So we used it for the first chorus. Now I want to copy all the vocals for the next chorus too. I mark all the tracks together. I make sure to do it exactly in the beginning of the locator. And then I press shift and I mark it until the end. I press copy. Then I go to the next chorus and I press paste. And then I drag it a bit back to make sure that the beginning of it is here also. And I double it again for the next chorus. And I do it again. I drag it a bit back. Cool. Now we will group all our vocal tracks together for easy management. I'll select the first track, then I'll press shift and I'll select the last track. Then I'll press Command G and it will put them in a new group. Then I'll name this group Command R, Vocals. Then I can choose a color for this group. I like my vocals to be pink. I choose this color, for example. Then I right click again. Then I click Assign Track Color to group tracks and clips. Now all my vocals are pink. And I can also make this group smaller and expand it. Nice. Now let's add some reverb and delay to make the vocals sound full and lush. Reverb simulates space, like a cave or a church or a room, and adds character. Let's start with the main vocal. I'll solo it by pressing S or this button here. And I can add reverb in this button below the volume. I just grab it with the cursor and go up. Let's listen.
I ride these wild dogs, they take me far. I break these white walls,
Nice.
you'll never find me now.
Now let's add some delay. Delay adds echo, like shouting in the mountains. Delay, lay, 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 lay. It adds depth to our vocals. You can increase the amount of delay here next to the reverb. Let's listen.
I ride these wild dogs, they take me far. I break these white.
Okay, I just go with the ear. I'm looking for the right amount.
I ride these wild dogs, they take
Nice.
me.
Let's listen to the main vocals and the piano with and without reverb and delay.
I ride these wild dogs, they take me far. I break these white walls.
Now without the reverb and the delay.
I ride these wild dogs, they take me far.
Now I'll bring it back.
I break these white walls, you'll never find me now.
Gives so much character and vibe. We'll add some reverb and delay to the backing vocals as well. I can do it to all of them together by holding the first, then shift, then the last one, and solo them.
I ride these wild dogs, they take me far. I break these white walls, you'll never
Nice.
find.
Let's listen to all of it together.
I ride these wild dogs, they take me far. I break these white walls, you'll never find me now. I ride these wild dogs, they take me far.
Cool. Sounds so good. It's important, don't overdo the reverb and delay. We don't want our vocals to sound like we're in a huge cave or something. Now let's listen to the entire chorus.
I ride these wild dogs, they take me far. I break these white walls, you'll never wild dogs, they take me far. I break these white walls, you'll never find me. I'm going home. 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 You'll never find me now.
Nice. Listen to how beautiful it sounds with all the effects. Reverb and delay are essential for making vocals sound rich and full. Don't forget to use them in your productions. Now you know how to record, arrange and enhance vocals using just your phone. It's time to record the vocal guide to your song. Don't forget to practice what we learned, and I'll see you in the next lesson. That's a wrap for the Introduction to Ableton Live course. I hope you had fun, learned something new, and most importantly, realized that you can produce your own music completely on your own. Now if you're ready to take things to the next level, produce a full song from start to finish, including drums, bass, effects, mixing and mastering, and start releasing music constantly. Everything you need is waiting inside the Unstoppable Producer community. As a member, you'll get step-by-step courses that walk you through the entire music production process. A personalized feedback on your tracks every week so you actually improve. Live masterclasses and Q&A sessions once a week. And exclusive plugins and sample pack discounts. So if you're serious about making real progress with your music and you want to break the 8-bar loop and start actually finishing more music, hit the link below to join. And if you're still unsure, you can book a free one-on-one music growth call with me or one of my team, and we'll help you figure out if it's the right fit for you. See you inside!